the first question, how does it feel being here today?
So, really excited to be able to be here today. This is the 70th anniversary of, and to come to an anniversary service, just we get into the celebration of historically what has taken place here, but also that great excitement as we also then think about what does the future hold. So we look to the past, but we also acknowledge the present and then look to the future. So great to be part of that and be here this morning.
So how do you see the church in the diocese? Are we meeting expectations? What do you have to say about St. Anselm's as a whole?
Great.
I'm not putting you on the spot.
All right, that's okay. I live in the neighborhood, or essentially not far from here, and so I have known St. Anselm's for a long time, good portion of my ministry, and been connected with different clergy who have been here over the years. So in a way, I feel connected to the parish for a whole variety of reasons over many years. And so now as we celebrate the 70th anniversary, I'm also aware that now is also a really good time to look towards the future as to what might be the best plan as we look forward. Where is God calling us to go now? And part of that, I think, is important to see that this is a good opportunity to grow as a parish, to look to where the Holy Spirit is inviting us to connect with the people around us. The surrounding neighborhood is growing in leaps and bounds, and the change in the areas is quite phenomenal. So for me to be able to come to be here today, but as I look around, physically look around, recognize that there's a great opportunity to connect people with the gospel of Jesus Christ here in this neighborhood.
So any words for the parishioners, a takeaway from here today after today's anniversary?
Sure. So today, as we celebrate the 70th anniversary, we start now looking towards the next 70 years. And where is God inviting us at this point? What is the church called to be and do? Where are we connecting with the people who need the church? And where are we spreading the gospel of today? St. Anselm's, poised on sort of the edge of the UBC campus, is in a position to really connect and be a church maybe more on a cutting edge, and looking at how to be the church in more of a modern time, and also for a particular sort of audience or congregation of people who are thinkers, creators, those who are able to catch a sense of vision of where the church is going now. So we look to the future in particular on this day. It's not meant to be just a day of recognizing our history, but also as we look forward and see the potential of spreading the gospel in this neighborhood. And that's what I would encourage the parish of St. Anselm's to be thinking about as we look to the future.
So is there any other thing you'd like to touch on? Any word for Alex? I know that the church, the diocese, I was part of the Zoom meeting we had pre-synod.
Yep.
And, the fact that the church is looking towards a lot of, items, social justice, homelessness, and we're looking to what parishes can do.
Great, okay, thanks. So, right at the moment in our diocese, we are looking at where our priorities lie. And some of the things that we are thinking about are related to social justice issues, such as housing and homelessness, a huge issue in this part of the world, in particular in this part of Vancouver. So that is one particular thing, but the diocese is also asking us to respond to things like climate change. What does our faith teach us about how we care for the world, how we care for this planet? We are also wanting to live into reconciliation with Indigenous people, and how do we take that seriously as a diocese and then as churches? But I would say also rising to the forefront in terms of our priorities is how can we strengthen parishes? How do we encourage parishes to grow? How do we bring new people into our doors and connect them, or maybe even reconnect them with the gospel of Jesus Christ, and how that has an impact on our lives and our living? And so in particular for St. Anselm's, I would urge and encourage the folks of the parish here to be looking at some of those issues and focus in on what are the priorities for us as a diocese right now, and then what are the priorities for St. Anselm's as they look to the future and where God is calling.
Thank you. So growing the church is a major concern for a lot of people. As you may have noticed, we have a lot of, senior population, senior parishioners. What are some ways that the diocese is hoping to support local like churches, parishes like St. Anselm's to grow the congregation?
That's great. So within the diocese, we have a few either different programs or teachings around helping parishes to grow. The reality is that it takes a fairly holistic approach. It is not as simple as having the great idea of wanting to grow the parish and suddenly it will grow, but it's about how we connect in with the neighboring community, how we connect in with the parishioners themselves and link into them, how we encourage people to grow in their faith and take seriously their faith and living into that. It takes a lot of work with invitation and encouragement. And there are many steps when one walks into the church, whether they feel welcome and part of something new and engaging. And that is what our church, all of our churches of the diocese need at the moment, is that whole sense of renewal and a re-invite into being the church of our times.
Children, youth. I used to be Sunday school teacher here for several years. And one of the things that I've always done is let the kids know the importance of building a personal relationship with God in this present day and age.
Yep.
How is the diocese also working towards making sure that we're encouraging our children, building the youth, because they are the future of the church?
Great. So the diocese has moved to hiring a person to look after ministry within the diocese around children and youth, and recognizing that special attention needs to be given to specialized ministry with children and youth. There was a day where we simply had a Sunday school and that's all that was needed, and we'd have volunteers come in and teach. Things are a little bit different in the world of our time. So it's being intentional about what we're offering to children, what we're offering to youth. There's also a real importance in bringing children and youth of the diocese together and recognizing that they're part of something much bigger than simply their own parish church. And so we have a number of youth programs in particular that bring children, youth together from all over the diocese to connect with others of their same age and to realize that their faith that they're living into also matters to other people of their age. Again, with children and youth, invitation goes a long way, and encouraging both parents to recognize the importance of spirituality for children and how to foster that, encourage that, and if one wants a sense of the spiritual in your life, there's an intentionality that's needed with that. So I would say within the diocese as a whole, that's also what we're trying to offer and be part of, to offer support and encouragement and to give more information about particular programs and particular possibilities that might exist.
Thank you very much. Is there any other thing you want to touch on?
I don't think so. I would just say huge thanks for having me today, and happy anniversary to the parish as a whole. And it was really exciting and wonderful for me to be here. Thank you.